Hello there, I'm Big Alias. I have a very, very thick coffee. I'm self-medicating with coffee at the moment. To all the greatest minds wondering what's at the centre of a black hole, despite the fact that we sort of actually do know. I don't know why this is a question for people. It's just very, very dense mass, and that's what it is. It pulls everything in, but of course as it pulls everything in, it crushes it, and it's a whole thing. I feel like we fully know what is at the centre of a black hole, but in reality, at the centre of a black hole is cheap Morrison's coffee in my Batman coffee mug. There's also that. It's been a bit of a tough week for me, so you know, I'm sort of doing VO currently actually to maybe take my mind off of things. It's been a bit difficult, but tumultuous. Unfortunately, yesterday I read I'm charging my family members £150 per head for Christmas this dinner. I deserve to make a profit. Okay, so this has got to be the most 2020's thing I have ever read in my entire life. I genuinely can't think of anything more 2020. I also wish you could see the image, but I just don't really. I can't be bothered to. It's what it comes down to. I can't be bothered to put it in the video, but essentially it's a very wine mummy looking woman, very white, very covered in makeup, and yes, has very much the face of I would charge my family for Christmas dinner. £150. They get a free glass of champagne apparently. But after that, they got to start paying. And like I said, it's the most 2020s thing I've ever read in my entire life. Because that's what's happening now. That's the era that we're living in. The 2020s is the hustle, grind, money, uber money-focused era. And I hate it. And I'm sorry. I'm just going to straight up say it. I'm in a bad mood, and I'm going to straight up say it. I don't like it. I don't like this era. I don't like this one. I'm going to sound like a boomer in this video, and I don't even care because I just don't like it at all. It's all just it's not good, and I feel like currently in the 2020s as a millennial, I feel like all of those bigots in the 2010s, I feel like how they must have felt in the 2010s when we were ostracizing them and alienating them for just awful human beings, and now the vast majority is not something that I align with, and not something that I feel that I align with overall, and it's just the complete opposite. If anything, I don't like this mentality, and now I'm the alienated one, and I'm the person who doesn't enjoy or even buy into the whole hustle, grind till you get it culture. The difference is, in the 2010s, we were alienating people for being bigoted and judging people based off of their country of origin and things that they were not, things that were determined for them when they were born. And we were ostracizing them and alienating them for being awful human beings. In the 2020s, we're alienated for not wanting to focus every waking moment of our life on making money or gaining muscle. And we're also being alienated for not falling for awful, obviously this is just for attention moments. It's hard to explain. We're being ostracized and cast aside because we don't agree with the person telling us that if we just hustle and go for it, we'll make it, which is, I'm sorry, just complete and utter bollocks. It's just awful, and it just feels like an entirely different culture. I feel like I feel like I'm just sort of being nostalgic, but at the same time, how can I not be? Because at least in the 2010s, there was a sort of all in it together, a sense of virtuosity to it, and I understand that a lot of it was fake. But I hate to break it to you, dude. But a lot of this is fake. Most of it's fake because it's what people want to hear, and it's exactly what people said in the 2010s. All of those bigots, and again, I feel like I'm becoming one of them at this point. Well, obviously not a bigot, but I'm becoming the alienated party because this is what they want you to hear. They want you to, well, this is what you want to hear. I guess would be a better statement. You want to hear them tell you to grind and hustle and work out and gain muscle, and all of this. But in reality, most of it is just completely unattainable. I hate to break it to you, it's entirely unattainable. You can't gain Chris Hemsworth level muscles without injecting something into you. That's not natty, and it never will be. Or unless you, I guess, spend 7 days a week of your life in the gym. And then when are you going to hustle on making money? When are you going to do that? There's no time for it. You're probably not going to make millions unless you get tremendously lucky, excuse me, scamming people online, or if you're born into a rich family or something like that. But in terms of working hard, it's just not going to happen. I worked in a factory with people who worked 16-hour shifts. 6 days a week, 16-hour shifts, 2 8-hour shifts, back to back to make ends meet. I don't want to hear that it's about how much hard work you put in, because these people are putting in harder work than anyone else, and they're not getting anything for it, because the amount of work that you put into something, it does not, I hate to say it, but does not entirely correlate to how much money you make. This is going to be a theme that I'm going to go over and over again on this channel, but it's true. And I hate to see it. I hate to see that we've made an entire culture out of this ridiculous mindset that doesn't even make sense, not in any way, shape or form. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to try to get myself into a better mood today, but it's not looking good. And I guess I'll see everyone later.